When you build a new construction, you want to be heavily prepared, everything from your plans, your engineering, your design, your selections, any kind of details whatsoever, everything's built out on paper before your project managers start building the home. In this video, I'm going to show you specifically some of the final details and touches that we put on just before it gets handed over to a project manager for what we call a pre-construction meeting. After the pre-construction meeting, they go ahead and get started and start building the home. So we're gonna go through these plans and what we call a red line and get it ready for the final last details before we start building. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also hit the bell to be notified every time a new video drops. This is a set of plans in Durham that we're getting ready to build. We have 3 single family homes and then we have 4 attached homes. So basically 8 units down on the other end. So all 11 of these homes are gonna be somewhat similar. They're gonna have the same garage door, same front door. We're doing brick on the foundation on the front, brick stairs, which I'm gonna note a few of these things. But then on the sides, in the rear, we're not going to put brick. So I'm gonna go through this set of plans and I'm gonna redline it, mark it up. Some things that we kind of changed after we did architecture. Now we know exactly what we wanted to do. We've priced it out. These are the changes that we're gonna add in here. So what we're doing is a craftsman style door. So I'm just gonna kind of draw in there that, you know, we have craftsman style doors. So the glass will be right here. And this will be panel. Just so, you know, they're gonna have a selection sheet on that. They're going to see that it's a specific door, but I want everybody to be able to visually see it as well. I also want to make the trim a little bit heavier in the front. So I'm just gonna mark, you know, a couple of these windows and I'll just put arrows to make sure that we are going to put a 1x4 trim. So I'm just gonna, it has it on these plans, but it's not wildly visible and doesn't really stand out. So I'm gonna say on here 1x4, actually, let's change that to 5/4 by 4 trim on front windows. Because I don't want to put shutters on here, but I want to give it something. So we'll put that detail. I'm going to be doing something with the garage door, but I'm still waiting to get exactly what they selected to get a picture of it. All I have is a skew, so I'll kind of draw something in there later. So I'm going to notate on here brick, foundation, front only. Just put a couple X's on here. On the rest of it, and I'm just going to note on one area and rear if I really want to be excessive. Then I also do want to note that this shows more like a decking, and I want to note that stairs, brick. We're at our first floor, and something else that has changed since we did these plans is the state of North Carolina, as long as you're working with Duke Energy, they've got this thing called the HERO program where you can get rebates based on making your house more energy efficient. So we've made some changes where in the past we would take and maybe run a chase in the master closet, maybe take the corner of these 2 closets, somewhere, we would chase it up into the attic where we would put our unit up there, bring our ductwork down, because this house is only 2,800 square feet. 2,800 square feet, I can get away with just 1 unit, and we're gonna put a heat pump in here, so it's gonna be all electric. And what I do is, if it's in the attic, I will duct down to between the 1st and 2nd floor. In between these floors, I have open web trusses. So if I get it down there, I can get into those open web trusses, and we can drop all of our supply lines and our returns down into the 1st floor. And then from up here, it'll be basically all our supplies will be in the ceiling here, and our supplies will be in the ceiling here as well. And the returns will be in the ceiling over here on the 2nd floor. Well, in this case, now doing the hero program, one of the things that's going to give me higher rebate money is to make sure that my unit is in a conditioned space. So if I go with plan A the way I typically do it prior to working with this energy efficient program, then I would have to spray foam my entire roof deck, and that's going to add probably another $5,000 to this size home at least. You know, I haven't really priced it out, but it's easily $5,000 I'm going to be adding to this. Well, something I do standard regardless is in my crawl spaces, I do a sealed crawl space, and then we condition it. So we drop a supply down there and we condition our crawl space. So if I'm already conditioning one of the two, I might as well not have the extra expense by putting it in the attic, but instead we'll put our unit into the crawl space. All of our supplies are going to come through the floor on the first floor. It'll run up the chase, go into the open web floors, and it will go through the second floor. Then I will just need to figure out kind of an area to be able to get a return in the wall, because we're not going to have a return in the floor. So that's kind of the things I want to start to design. And we could do a lot of this stuff on site, but I want to prep a little bit now. And, you know, looking at this plan a little bit earlier before I started this, I was thinking this pantry is enormous. It's 7 feet by almost 3.5 feet. So I can take 2 feet of this pantry and have 2 foot by 3 feet and go ahead and duct this right here. Block this off, and this could be a chase. So then I still have, you know, 4.5, 5 foot pantry, which is plenty enough. And what I'll probably end up doing is taking and putting like a small set of shelving right here, because I don't have a lot of depth right here. So I'll probably end up with, you know, small shelving right there, and that could be a place where you can put cans, spices, whatever, on this side right over here, and all your bigger stuff will go on these deeper shelves right here. If we have a chase right here, and then we have the garage, through this, on the other side of the wall of this chase right here, we have the space underneath this landing. Okay, so then we could take and come and end up putting a return in the wall right here. They could put a return right here, and I'm just giving suggestions to the field. When they get to the field, they might find something, maybe a little bit better solution, but I think this is probably the best bet. You know, it gives it, puts a return to this nice open space right here, but at the same time, I don't want to lose all of this space under this landing. So I want to figure out how to utilize some of this for storage, because another thing I'm going to redline in here is access door. Okay, so when I have an access door from the garage, so I'll end up conditioning all of the space underneath here, but I want to be able to have more storage space. I hate losing all of this space. So if we're gonna have a duct, maybe we can bring the duct up high and run it underneath this landing, drop down and go into a return. That way we could still utilize all of this space underneath the stairs for additional storage space. So I mean, this could be a good place to put, like, you know, your holiday Christmas stuff, right? Utilizing all of this space when you can is always a good idea. Buyers love it, okay? So that's one of the things that I'm gonna prep here to make sure that we know that the unit's going into the crawl space. So I'm gonna put also a note here, HVAC unit in sealed, conditioned. Another thing I'm noticing here, it shows a cased opening. I do not do cased openings, so I'm gonna cut that out. I like to have more cleaner. I don't like these headers kind of separating rooms unless I have to. So let's, before I get too far ahead of myself here, I'm gonna jump over to my structural plan and just see, and it just has a standard header rate there, but I can take that. Yeah, there's nothing really affecting me from being able to do that. So I can run all that up above in here. So I don't want to put a case opening here. So I just want this to be an opening, meaning this ceiling will continue to flow across instead of hitting a header, dropping down, and instead of having this little bump out right here, I'm just gonna have this all be smooth and open. It makes for like a nice cleaner look in my opinion. I'm also gonna make a note here that says all doors, interior and exterior, 8. I'll just put 8-0. So 8 foot tall. So all my interior and exterior doors, I do standard 8 foot. So this shows a 6'0" wide sliding door. It's gonna be 6 feet wide by 8 feet tall. Another thing I'm going to add to these plans later, all of my window rough openings. I'm still waiting to get those back from my manufacturer. So even though it says a 2046, 3056, I want to know exactly what my manufacturer of these windows says I need to frame these windows to. So if this is a 2.0, it may say it's 24 3/4 of an inch by 52 3/4 of an inch, for an example, right? And that way that when the framers get them right, project manager checks the openings before the windows show up, they can put everything right in the hole and they don't get any delays and have to come back. And then the problem with that is it's gonna slow everything down, number one. Number two, now let's just say they can't put these 2 windows because these 2 windows were framed based on this instead of me getting exactly what the manufacturer requests. And then these 2 windows are just sitting in the house and making it susceptible to somebody coming and stealing those windows, or maybe they're just sitting in the garage and somebody could steal those windows. I want these windows dropped and installed on the exact same day, therefore I don't lose any windows or doors. So I want to make sure that I have that. So I will have a note right here that says all my window rough openings. Doors, it doesn't matter. This sliding door will matter, but these doors are gonna be standard. Any kind of exterior doors, which I just have this one front door, this door right here, I will get a rough opening on that. So I will mark that over here on the page. Now, other things I wanna look at, this is one of the things when I was talking to the designer, we just kind of have like this flex space and then we have like a den. Like, what do we want to do with this space? And I've gone back and forth with this whole thing. And do I want to leave this as kind of like an open area? Do I want to put a wall? So what I decided to do is just go full wall, and then this will have a header going across. And if the buyer comes in, they're like, no, I want to kind of close this room off, make it a separate room, they can do that. They've got a header, so they just need to frame down from that point, maybe, add the door that they want to put in there, the door opening. So I'm just leaving this like that. I think that's pretty much it on the first floor that I see as far as like framing, kind of details that I want to put in here. If we have access door in here, I want to note here that this is going to be for storage and to condition with insulation. I'm not going to put splies in there, but I want to make sure that this is all insulated inside here, because normally they would stop the insulation right here. Since we're kind of opening this, I want to make sure that everything is insulated in there. So we'll probably put, because of that, we'll have a wall right here, and we'll probably just like stop it right there. If it doesn't need that wall right there, maybe I'll bring a wall right in here, because once we get in here it gets too small. So I'll put a wall in right there, insulate in here, and drywall inside here to just kind of finish off, have it storage. Not gonna paint it, I'm not gonna put flooring in there, but I just wanna get it to at least that point. The last thing that I wanna look at is going to be my window placements and quantity. I wanna make sure that, the way we're gonna lay, like if we were putting furniture in here, we have to imagine living here, how everything's gonna lay, making sure that we've got enough wall space for certain things, having enough light, but at the same time, not having too many windows, because a lot of extra windows, it's just additional cost. So sometimes, I'll come through these and I'm like, oh, I don't need this window, this is important, and I'll take windows out. And I've already done this with this plan once, but I just wanna, just look one more time. So family room, I wanna have some good light in there. The kitchen, we wanna have some good light. Since we don't have any windows over in this area, we've got this big, glass sliding door right here. So You should get plenty of natural light in here. We're gonna have can lights, but I want some natural light. We have 5 windows, lots of glass over here and over here. We just don't have anything over here. But I also want to have enough wall space to be able to, you know, I imagine that the furniture, couches, and I'll face this direction. So this is going to be what we call the TV wall. So I want to have enough space. So I have 10 feet 8 inches from center to center window. So let's just call it maybe, you know, 8 foot in between there. We have plenty of wall space. So in here, we're bringing a twin window right here, single window in this powder room. We've got 2 windows up front. I don't think I want to add or delete anything. I'm good with the first floor. I'm just going to pick that up while we're talking about windows on the second floor. The master bedroom, you always want to have, you know, decent amount of light, but at the same time, you want to think of headboard wall, TV wall. If I put the headboard wall here, we've got this one window right there. It gives us 3 windows. This is a pretty big bedroom right here, you know, almost 16 by 16. A little better than 16, a little less than 16 here. I want to have headboard wall, TV wall, good natural light in this area. So I'm not going to change anything there. Small window here and a small window in the water closet to give that natural light. And then right here, we have a transom window to bring light into the shower because this could be closed off. So this is going to give good natural light in this bathroom. Next thing I want to look at is our vanity space. We've got 2 vanities, and so we have 6'1" from basically this wall to the edge of the shower. I'll make a slight adjustment because we've got 3 foot. Yeah, I'm gonna make a slight adjustment here to make sure that we have 6 foot from here to here. I'm gonna say 6 foot 1 inch for framing. Okay, so if we have 6 foot 1 inch, once I put the drywall in there, half inch, now we have 6 foot. So I wanna have a 6 foot vanity in here to give us a little extra space so we're not like, you know, 2 people are at this area right here. We don't want them to be crowded on each other, feel like it's crowded. So I can shrink this shower slightly, which the shower is huge. It's 7 feet big. As a matter of fact, I might want to add a little bit more and go 6 foot 4 inches to give me the 1 inch for the drywall and an 1.5 inch fill on each side to give me a clear 6 foot vanity. So I'm making that little note. We can shrink this shower a little bit, but that gives us an idea where this wall is going to go. So I'm just going to cross this out so that they reference this right here. Okay, we've got an open loft area. We've got 2 windows in here. And then the front, yeah, is this excessive with windows for a bedroom, having 2 windows for each one of these bedrooms? Yes. I mean, you only need one window, but this is the front of the house. So I don't want to mess with the elevation because this particular elevation, that was the look that we were going for. So I'm not going to take away from there. We have a transom window right here over the toilet area, which will bring some good light into this bathroom. A lot of times they don't even put any kind of windows in this bathroom. I like to give some light in every bathroom if I can. Obviously we can't do this interior bathroom. Laundry, we have a small window, and then we're right back to where we started. Going through this, I want to look at things like door swings, make sure everything kind of feels good. I'm going to reverse that swing and have this lay up against this wall. So it won't change anything with the size. That one lays into this wall. So like right here, this door actually could be slightly kind of in the way of this door. And I don't like doors competing against each other, but this door can lay up against this wall. This door is gonna lay up against that wall. This lays against that wall. Now here I have 2 doors, so I'm gonna leave this one like that because otherwise I'd be right in front of this one if I opened it up this way. So we're gonna leave that. This one goes into this wall. We've got like a little separation. This is a buddy bath. So this bedroom and this bedroom share this bath. So they can come in here. Oh, by the way, no linen cabinets on top. My designer loves to put those, but I don't ever put these linen cabinets on top of the counter. I don't like those. So what I'll probably end up doing is making this more of linen. So meaning when we trim this out, I'll put shelves all the way up, and probably do the same thing with this cabinet too. It's like a loft, maybe kid games, whatever you want to call it. I'll just make a bunch of shelving in this closet as well. Nothing I need to mark right now. We've got the double doors for this bigger closet, and I think everything else is good. This wall right here needs to be a 2x6 wall, okay? And the reason why is because this pipe for both for the dryer vent and for the drain in the shower, when you've got a shower box that goes in this wall, it's big, and so a 2x4 doesn't quite catch it. So I'm gonna wanna fur this wall into the laundry room because I don't wanna bump out in this room. So I'll fur this wall in to make it a 2x6 wall. And that way we have enough space for that. This right here, I'm not doing the sink. Again, something my designer likes to put in. I usually have them write optional on there, just in case we pre-sale and we want to put it. I'm gonna say no unless a buyer comes in and says that that's something that they want, and then, you know, if it's soon enough before we do any kind of plumbing, I can do that. But right now, what I'm trying to accomplish is just kind of give them a cabinet right there with a countertop. So we have our attic pull down stairs right here. So there's not a lot of redlining in here, just a few little items that I want to make sure that we catch before we start building this. Anything that might affect framing or kind of the systems that we decided to design once we went in here. So we have the attic stair door that'll pull down this way, and that is it. Okay, next right here. So some of these details, I have a letter from my engineer, because when they come to do the inspection, if it's not per the inspection, then they'll fail the inspection. They'll say it's not like this, you need to have a letter from your engineer. So you want to make sure you're proactive, not reactive, and failing an inspection and losing time. So we will have this detail will be typical wall section, and I'm just going to mark on here brick front only, see engineer letter. Okay, yes, that's 24 by 12. I only need to have 18 by 8. So this footing can be smaller, which is gonna save me money at the end, because I don't need a 12-inch block to support the brick. So this is all gonna be 8-inch block. So 8-inch block concrete, we won't have, this detail will only apply to the front. Okay, so the other three sides, it'll just be 8-inch block coming down. So I will have this footing on the front, but on two sides and rear, it's just gonna be 8-inch block. I won't have that brick, therefore I don't need this size footing. It'll be 8 by 18. Now moving over to our foundation plan, again, these notes will also take place in that letter. So I'll point over here too, because our footer will not be that big. Another thing is we are putting no piers in this house. So our truss company has designed a set of what's called top chord open web trusses that allow to span all the way across. And then I think it goes this way all the way through. So we will have the truss drawings to show that we don't need this, and it spans all the way across. So see floor truss detail pages. I have a 10 by 12 deck with a little landing and stairs going off of there. Something I want to note here. So it says that this is going to be framing right here. That's it. I'm going to put concrete. So we'll have a concrete porch with brick steps. So I just want to remind from what we have on the front page there, because the framers will look at that, but then the foundation guys, they're going to be specifically looking at this page. So I want to make sure I have that detail on there for them. All that's wood, that could stay. Last thing is looking at structural, just seeing if there's any red flags here. Nothing is any kind of red flag. So this wall detail where we have wall on the first floor, remember that room that said flex, and then I have a header going across. Let's just say I wanted to remove all of those walls. I would have to just put a column right here. Well, I wouldn't be able to move this wall because part of that is part of the powder room, but let's just say I wanted to remove that and this, or make it a knee wall, whatever. I would still have to have a column right here because I have a load point right there in that corner. So we'll just end up insulating this whole ceiling on the second floor. Because of the pitch, because of the way this goes, this will probably all just be blown in insulation up in the attic. So we have blown in insulation up here, no bats. I don't think we're gonna need any bat insulation whatsoever. All right, and then the last thing is going to be our electrical plan. Electrical plans show the switches, which light they go to. The only time we mention outlets is if it's like a TV wall and we want to put it on a specific wall. If you notice in the different bedrooms we have that TV wall. Can lights if we're doing like a ceiling fan, or if it's just a flush mount fan or flush mount light. So that's our under cabinet lights. So basically the details for electrician to know the different things that we want. This will be a coat closet with just one shelf going across. Here I'm gonna put my data panel in there, and then I want to mention on one of these other pages up here in the beginning that I want my, we'll put an arrow, water main shut off. So water main shut off, we'll have our data panel, on-cue panel, whatever you want to call it, in here. And then this is the coat closet, and we'll have a shelf with a rod up top, and down below we'll have these other things. I think that's it. This is kind of, some of the things that we do to prepare for these plans to go out into the field. So these are some of the final details that you as the owner, before you send it off into the field to your project manager or somebody on your team, needs to be doing before you get out there, because you don't want to have regrets and start calling your framer over, hey, let's change this, let's do this after everything's framed, because that's just going to cost you time and money. So the more details, the more preparation that you can do before everything goes out in the field, it's going to be the better. So typically I do these red line plans, and then the next step is going to be a pre-construction meeting with my project manager, make sure that they understand it. They may see, hey, what about this, what about that, different things that maybe I didn't think of. And we'll go through those and make sure that we have these plans marked up before it goes out in the field to build. Hopefully all of this makes sense to you. I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think, if you have any kind of questions. If you need further assistance and maybe you have some questions that you need some kind of deeper understanding on, shoot us an email at info@homebuildingbp.com. Your comments mean a lot to us, helps me know what you need to make these videos better each and every time. And again, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell for notifications every time we drop a new video. I look forward to seeing you on the next one.